The preparation of soil. The preparation of soil is the first step before growing a crop. One of the most important tasks in agriculture is to turn the soil and loosen it. What does it mean, turn the soil and loosen it? The soil has to be made very soft and loose. Because if the soil is very hard, the roots of the plant will not be able to grow. So the soil has to be made soft. This allows the roots to penetrate deep into the soil. So if you turn the soil and make it soft, what will happen? It will allow the roots of the plants to grow deep into the soil. The loosened soil helps in the growth of earthworms and microbes present in the soil. Now we have already learned that there are microbes and earthworms in the soil, and they are said to be the friends of the farmer because they will loosen the soil. And when we make the soil loose and soft, what will happen? These earthworms and microbes that are present in the soil, they will be able to breathe freely in the soil. These organisms are friends of the farmer since they further turn and loosen the soil and add humus to it. Now you have already learned that soil contains minerals, water and air and some living organisms. What are the living organisms present in the soil? The microorganisms that are present in the soil along with the earthworms. Now in addition to this, dead plants and animals will also be there, which will be decomposed by the microbes or the microorganisms. And in this way, various nutrients that are present in the dead organisms will be released back into the soil and they are absorbed by the plants. Now loosening of the soil will bring all these nutrients to the top of the soil, to the top layer, so that the plants can very easily absorb the nutrients. So it is very important to turn and loosen the soil before sowing the seeds. Now the process of loosening and turning of the soil is called as tilling or ploughing. Now why is the soil loosened? So that it can be made soft, which will allow the roots of the plants to grow. And the process of loosening and turning of the soil is called as tilling or ploughing. Now what are the implements that are used for ploughing? Implements means equipment or tools. Now a number of tools can be used. The plough, the hoe and the cultivator. They are the three tools that are used for preparing the soil. The plough, the hoe and the cultivator. They are the tools that are used for preparing the soil. Now, why should the soil be prepared? Because it is necessary to break the soil to make it soft so that the seeds can grow faster. Now, this is a plough. Now, the plough can be made of wood or iron, and if it is very dry for ploughing, the soil will be watered. The soil may need watering before ploughing. Now after ploughing also, the field may have huge pieces of soil that are called as the crumbs. Huge pieces of soil called as crumbs will be present after ploughing the soil. And it is necessary to remove these crumbs. And this is done with the help of a plank or a leveler. Now this is a leveler. And in this leveler, here you can see this flat part, and this flat part is the one that is used for leveling the soil. This flat part is used for leveling the soil to break up the crumbs so that the field becomes smoother. The plough is an ancient tool that has been used since early times for tilling the soil, for adding fertilizers to the crop and for removing the weeds. Now in Malayalam movies, if there is a farmer, you will usually see two bullocks and a plough. You must have seen him plowing the field with the help of a plow. Now the plow, as you can see here, it is made of wood, but it will have a strong triangular iron strip. This is called as the plowshare. The main part of the plow is a long piece of wood that is called as the plow shaft. And now one end, that is this end, will be attached to a beam which is placed on the bull's neck. Now here you can see how it is attached to the bull's neck. Now one pair of bulls and a man can easily operate the plow. But now this wooden plow is being replaced by iron plows. Can you tell me why it is being replaced? Because a wooden plow, it will get easily damaged while plowing. So what is being used now? Instead of a wooden plow, iron plows are being used. Now what was the next instrument? Next tool? Yes, it was a hoe, right? The hoe. Now this is a very simple tool and it is used for removing the weeds and for loosening the soil also. Now it is used for removing the weeds and for loosening the soil also. As you can see here, it has a long rod of wood and a broad bent plate of iron is fixed to one of its end. Now here is the long piece of wood and this end, what is it? A strong broad bent plate of iron. This I am sure you must have seen, not in Malayalam movies but in your homes also, right? Now this is a hoe. I think it is called as a manvetti, right? And now this is a cultivator. Nowadays plowing is done by tractors that will have a cultivator attached to their end. And this use of a cultivator and a tractor, it saves labor and time. That is, a large field can be plowed within one day, while if you are using some bullocks and a farmer and a plowshare, what will happen? It will take 1 week or more. So it will be saving labor and time. So nowadays tractors are being used for plowing. This is a video of a farmer plowing his field. As you already know, why is the field plowed? It is done to make the soil loose so that the roots can grow easily. And it will also help in the growth of the microorganisms and the earthworms. The two traditional tools for plowing are the plow and the hoe. ട്രഡീഷണൽ എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ പണ്ട് തൊട്ടേ നമ്മുടെ പഴമക്കാരൊക്കെ യൂസ് ചെയ്തു എന്നുള്ളതാണ് അതിൻ്റെ അർത്ഥം. അപ്പോൾ പ്ലോയ്ക്ക് വേറൊരു പേരെന്തോന്നായിരുന്നു? കലപ്പ. ഹോ വന്നിട്ട് നമ്മുടെ മൺവെട്ടിയാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ഇത് രണ്ടുമാണ് ട്രഡീഷണൽ ടൂൾസ് ദാറ്റ് വർ യൂസ്ഡ് ഫോർ പ്ലോയിങ്. The most modern tool is the cultivator. The cultivator is attached to the tractor. Cultivator is attached to the tractor and it is more efficient. എന്തുകൊണ്ട്? Because it will save labor and time. നമുക്ക് സമയം ലാഭമാണ്. കുറച്ച് ആൾക്കാർ മതി, ഒരാൾ മതി ആ ഒരു ട്രാക്ടർ കൊണ്ട് കുറേ വലിയ സ്ഥലമൊക്കെ ഉഴുതുമറിക്കാനായിട്ട്. Now you can see the plow here clearly. അത് ഉഴുതുമറിച്ച് പോകുന്നത് നമുക്ക് കാണാൻ പറ്റുന്നുണ്ട് അല്ലേ? The plow is used for loosening the soil, for removing the weeds also.